I feel like people overvalue ideas and even more so sometimes prototypes. It is so easy to get caught up in the idea of something like Facebook started because Zuckerberg had this genius idea, and then he went and built it and became a billionaire. But none of this is that simple. Ideas are cheap. I have a lot of them. I have a list of great ideas where if I was willing to sit down and put in the effort, they would be successful companies. But the harsh reality is a successful startup is not made by an idea. A successful startup is made by really hard work, and that work usually comes from a place of passion, something that you care a lot about. This stuff is hard. It is incredibly difficult to get through most of the challenges for starting a successful company. And if you don't have the motivation going in, it's not going to appear because your idea is really good or you got the right investor. The motivation has to come from the thing itself. And you know you have an idea that's going to work when you care so much about that thing, you're going to do it anyways, and other people are excited about it too. I don't like when people come to me with, hey, is this a good enough idea for a startup question? Because they are missing the point. You shouldn't be asking another founder if this is a startup. You should be asking potential customers if it's a thing they would use and pay for. Don't hit up Theo to ask about your new Kubernetes system. Hit up Kubernetes devs to ask about the problems they face and if the thing you're building would solve them. Don't hit up Theo about a new grocery tag app. Walk to your grocery store and ask them how they manage their tags in their inventory systems. See how much they pay a month for it and see if they'd be down to try something new. Go to the people who you think would spend money on your thing and ask them. And if you can, do stupid things that don't scale to give them a workflow that is viable. A fun example for this for us at Ping is we wanted to test call recording. So when you're in a call with multiple people and you want to make content with that, maybe I have Primeagen on my show and I want to have a fancy Primeagen next to me, just lay out here. But in post, I want my editor to have the full quality video for both. We wanted to build that into Ping so you have immediate access to the full quality assets for everybody who was in the call. So individual tracks with audio and video for every person. I didn't know how valuable this would be though. And building this correctly would be very expensive. We'd be spinning up infrastructure. We would be transcoding things and storing them and doing all of this work. So instead of testing it that way, I tested it by putting a box up that grabs all of the packets in a call. And then I run a hacky FFmpeg script on my machine and send a Google Drive link to the user who did a call recording. We've been doing this for about a month now to test out the viability of the quality of our recordings and the need for them with our customers. It would have been months of work to build the full call recording system and then put it out and realize nobody wants it. Instead, I did this hacky thing that will not scale. We could not run a company the way that I'm doing recordings right now. But because I put in that work, I now know that's a thing our customers need, and we as a company can justify investing in that. You should be doing this from day one. Talk to your customers before they're even your customers. You might have to talk to 100 of them before one is down, but you need to talk to all of them and figure out why they are or aren't and learn as much as you can about the space you want to build in. I know Ping will work because I run a successful creator channel. I make a lot of content on Twitch and then we redistribute it on YouTube. And because of that, I run into a lot of creator problems. And the harsh reality is that the problems I think about every day are not the problems Ping solved. That is why we need to make things that are more in the spaces that the creators we're building for are in. So when I hit up a creator, I don't ask, hey, do you want to try Ping to make your collabs better? I hit them up and say, hey, what does your content flow look like? How do you collaborate with your editors? Do you do any, or I'll obviously look into them ahead of time and see if I can find collaborations they did. And I'll say, hey, how did you do your collaboration with that person? What software did you use? What was that experience like? Figure out where your users are and how they think about things. And from there, you will be able to figure out much quicker if you have a real startup or not. The startup is not defined by your idea or your grind. It's defined by the customers and how much they need the thing you're making. It is a grind to get to product market fit where The people who need your thing are aware of the thing and taking it at any and all costs. But once you're there, things are a lot smoother. And figuring out what the path there looks like should be your top focus. If you can prove out a path, if you can find customers who are excited about your thing, even if it ends up being the wrong thing, you've now built a relationship with those customers and they will guide you to the right thing. And if you can't find the customers, you have to be them. It's really hard to beat being your own customer. And I've learned that fast with Ping. Doing an interview every week where I use our software to bring on a guest and finding every single bug. I am constantly dogfooding all of our new stuff and figuring out what is and isn't working. We've entirely rebuilt the core workflows of Ping based on what I have learned doing shows and talking to other creators who do the same. And now we're building new products around it too. You have to talk to your customers. It is so important to be as involved as you can be, ideally being the customer yourself. And if you don't do that, you don't have a startup. You have a fun side project. The difference is the customers. I hope this rant was helpful. If this video does well, I'll probably do more content like it. Let me know in the comments if you enjoyed it, because this is very different from the usual stuff we put on this channel. Trying out the CEO influencer shit now, but we'll see how that goes. I'm speaking a little bit from experience with the Y Combinator stuff I did at the beginning of the year, but yeah. If you like this, definitely let me know. And there will be if there aren't other videos like this, check out the Y Combinator Startup School and all the cool stuff on their channel. It's surprisingly good and super underrated. Thank you.